Welcome to this video series on wellness program resources. Our topic for this video is evaluating wellness activities, number 44. Now, I'd like to share a story about one of my clients with you. One of my clients was a computer manufacturing company with about 24,000 employees and 67 corporate locations. Their wellness program was limping along, and the wellness program manager was unsure about exactly why. As I talked to her during my consulting visit with her and the VP of HR, I kept asking questions about what participating employees felt about their wellness program. She kept going back to headcount or participation-oriented information, which is important, but doesn't necessarily give you very much information or insight about how employees think and what employees think about the wellness program. Yet she seemed reluctant to me to want to do more formal evaluation, which is not atypical. In general, a lot of people in the wellness field are somewhat uncomfortable with evaluative methodology and essentially reporting data and information. After a number of conversations with both of them and the obligatory tour of their fitness center, I slowly was able to dig deeper into her aversion to evaluation. She was worried that anything she did in evaluation would become rote or meaningless and would lead to time waste on her part and the issues of having to do all the analysis herself, which she wasn't comfortable with. Slowly, I was able to convince her that she did really need to adopt some kind of standardized evaluation survey that would give her the feedback that she needed and also provide more meaningful information for her senior management staff. Then, off-site, I worked on the design of an end-of-session evaluation survey that could be used enterprise-wide. Later, as I used the survey instrument with other clients, it morphed into the tool that we're going to look at. But first, I want to identify some of the key areas of program evaluation that a survey like this needs to address. There are several possible areas of evaluation that each wellness program coordinator or manager needs to consider. So those areas you see listed here, and they include the overall satisfaction with the activity. And we usually want to use a numerical scale to be able to average our information across a number of respondees. Also, the helpfulness of the activity. How helpful was the activity to the individual in terms of the changes that they're either agreeing to make or in the process of completing. And also the most and least valued aspect. We really want to know, what did you enjoy the most, what did you enjoy the least? And that helps us frame and make improvements in our programming. Another area is to have the motivating nature of the activity. So we want to know, did this in fact get you excited or get you in a position where you feel motivated to make a change? And also any needed improvements that people may identify. So that's how we do some of the improvements in quality that our programs oftentimes need. Next area is what's called self-agency and the effects around the program in the area of self-agency. And that relates to the social psychologist and psychologist like Albert Bandura and others that have really determined how important it is that people feel confident about making a specific behavior change. And you'd like to know, did the program help you feel more confident in thinking about a specific behavior change? Next area is the follow-up activity. Is there some follow-up activity that may be helpful to people that we're not thinking about? So that's another area of evaluation, potential evaluation. and the status and current needs of the individual. And we can use what's called a WellCert scale, and we'll talk about that and show you that in a moment. But that's an important dimension of possible evaluation for a specific wellness activity. And then we usually include an open-ended question. So that's the area where we're asking people any additional comments that you would like to make about the wellness program and allowing people to do that. Now, there are also several practical issues of importance that we want to look at. Who will process and summarize the information on the surveys? The language needs of the workforce involved, the importance of graphic portrayal of the information when reporting it to your senior managers, and the use of information to improve the program, such as evaluation of instructors that are working on the same content area of the program. And often overlooked is the dynamic of simply asking people their opinion. When we don't ask people's opinion, it's basically communicating that we don't really value their insight or their opinions. And that's not a good thing to say essentially through your actions and activities. You want to value people enough to ask, how could we have done better for you in terms of the wellness program? Now, to summarize, every wellness program coordinator or manager needs to, in my opinion, utilize a standardized, easy to process, end of session evaluation survey instrument. And that just means that the end of whatever the activity is, if the activity has to do with a lunch and learn session or a educational workshop on a specific topic, then that's when you use this kind of evaluation survey instrument. And you want to get the most out of it, and you also want to improve your program with that information. Now, let's look at a tool to help you do just that. Now, as usual, a link to this one-page tool is provided in the description for this video. You can download it for free. And if you want to, you can pause the video and download and or print out the tool and follow along with me as we go through it. Now, when we look at the content of this, it basically is wellness program survey. It says, please answer the following questions. And then the first question is, how would you rate this wellness program activity on a 1 to 10 scale, with 1 equaling poor and 10 equaling excellent? Please circle only one number. So it allows you to look at variations of 10 different opinions about the activity itself. We then can take these numbers and actually process them and come up with an average score for each activity. That allows us to report back to senior management. It also allows us to look at variations in programming so that we can test out various assumptions, various changes that we might involve ourselves with. Also, the question number 2 asks the question, what did you enjoy the most about this wellness program activity? And then the next one, question 3, is what did you enjoy the least about this particular wellness program activity? So there we're looking at kind of the pattern of people's response. What did they like the most? What did they like the least? Then I can begin to work on changes that would improve the receptivity and the reaction of my employees to the wellness program activity. Question number 4 is, how would you have improved the activity to make it a better educational experience for you? So here we're really asking that question of what could we have done differently that might have made this more valuable for you? Question number 5 is, do you feel you are better prepared to work on and improve your own personal wellness as a result of attending this activity? And that's our self-agency question. And number 6 is, what wellness program follow-up activity would be helpful for you? And then number 7 is where we go into the Likert scale. And the Likert scale always has strongly agree, neutral, disagree, and strongly disagree. And the statements that you can put in, and you can put in any of your own statements that would help you in terms of being able to respond to the felt needs of the people completing these surveys. So I learned a lot. It was practical. I need more help. I need to talk with someone, and I need a wellness coach. So depending on the patterns that you see in the responses, you can basically begin to do a little more targeted programming. You can also then put out a message afterwards that if you would like to talk with someone and you indicated that on your survey, this is anonymous, the person does not put their name on it, you can in fact encourage them to step forward, raise their hand, so to speak, and have you be able to help them. In addition, at the last question is our open-ended question. So it just says any additional comment. So this is what I would suggest you think about to help collect standardized information from the various activities that you put on in your wellness program. Finally, depending on the size of the population participating in your wellness program, you may want to put the survey instrument online or have it computer processed. So those are, again, variations for you depending on the size of the populations that you're using the survey with. In summary, this week's topic is about the importance of using a well-designed and helpful end-of-session evaluation survey instrument and to use the information to your full advantage. Oh, by the way, this particular client went on to become a COOP Award winner, the highest wellness award available to American employers. Thanks for watching this particular video. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. New videos are published weekly. For more information, search for the WellCert program. WellCert is the premier professional certification for wellness program leaders. Be sure to check out the program if you want to improve your wellness programming skills. Again, the link to the tool is in the video description. And remember, delivering great employee wellness programming is a high calling. Let's do our best to get the job done.